Early on in my life, road tripping has always been an aspect of what we do. There's got to be something from that upbringing that has trickled down into my current life where all I want to do is log miles. My name is Brock Keane, and this is my way. I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs. And one of the things I remember vividly growing up was my mom and I having conversations about my dad and his business, and like when she met him and how what she had kind of grown up being as like you go to school, you get a good job and you work super, super hard. And then she met my dad, who was like, no, you can own your own business and you can do it all for yourself and you can have other people do this stuff with you and for you. Yeah, I'd say probably 5 or 6 is when I really started realizing that my dad does his own thing. Let's go. I didn't grow up around cars, didn't come from a wealthy family, grew up in a farming community. In fact, our county is considered the grass seed capital of the world. So I saw more combines and John Deeres than I did Porsches and Mercedes. Like, it just didn't exist. This one girl, and I was probably maybe 7 or 8 years old, she apparently had, my eye. As a 7 or 8 year old, I can't even believe it. Her dad was a farmer, grass seed farmer, opening up, the big warehouse, whatever it might be. And in the back corner, there was this thing under a cover, and it just, under the car cover, it looked fast. Like, it looked long and it looked sleek. It definitely wasn't a John Deere. Peeling back the cover a little bit and seeing that Porsche badge and realizing like this is something special. That car, anytime I could sneak a chance to go open the garage door just to get a peek of it, I was gonna do it. It wasn't too long after that, we went out on our own little trip. The girl that I was interested in was in the front and mom was driving, and I can remember peeking over the shoulder of the mom and seeing us hit triple digits. We were 100 miles an hour. I'm sure my parents wouldn't have appreciated it at the time, but that moment, that speed moment, and feeling that car and hearing that car and it just being like a rocket going down the road, it sold me for life.
Thank you. Good dog.
Sara and I went from being, classmates in a sense, or at least, at the same school, to business partners. And then I learned really fast that we shared a lot of similar views. Like, she wanted independence. She didn't want to follow the normal path. And I'm like, that to me is like, yes, please. Like every aspect of that. And she can just pack up and go, and that's what motivated her. And she was also extremely supportive of me going and doing those things. That right there is probably the kicker. Home run. And then she wanted to go on a 3,000-mile road trip and sleep in the back of a Range Rover. Definitely the one, without a doubt. I learned in college, I learned how to network. I learned how to grow networks. I learned how to relate to people. I learned how to just connect with the right people. And I will say this, that part of my life was also erased in a matter of 48 hours. Everything was gone. I saw an enormous check bounce because the company that I was essentially a subcontractor for filed bankruptcy unbeknownst to me, and I couldn't pay for anything from that point forward. I lost it all at 24 years old. So I had to start all over. Welcome to entrepreneurship. After that kind of big failure, Porsches just didn't exist in my life for a decade. The 996 fell in my lap. I would say of the modern cars, of the modern Porsches, it's the most unloved, which appeals to me greatly. There's just something about being an underdog that it makes me just excited all the time. I didn't come from this ultra successful family where you're handed everything and like, oh, here's a nice car, here's a fancy education. That's just not who I am. And I feel like that's the way with the 996 is it was a major change from Porsche. They went from being air-cooled motors to being water-cooled cars. And if you're a Porsche file, you know that that's a big change. And to me, having that defining moment was extremely important. Going back to early on in my life, road tripping has always been an aspect of what we do. Like my family, we were always about Sunday drives. And that was in a 1985 turbo diesel Jetta. There's got to be something from that upbringing that has trickled down into my current life where all I want to do is log miles.
Leaving all my worries, I prepare for something new. Whatever it was that held me back, I'm sure it wasn't true.
Like I'm excited to put 8 hours on asphalt or gravel or dirt or whatever it might be behind me. Like I'm excited to run those miles. I'm excited to put those miles in. It's epic.
I'm moving on and on. On and on. I'm moving on and on. On and on. I'm driving in my
obligation to the people that are watching what I do is just to do what I do. Because I think the social media world we exist in, everybody is making something up. These are real trips, they're real people, and going on this rally with Overcrest, that was part of it. I want to associate with these people that are going out and doing these things that they're passionate about. Because these are real people that want to go out and drive. They want to log these miles. They want to, carve up these ribbons of asphalt or dirt or whatever, gravel or whatever it might be, see epic things, and then have like the relationship and the fun and the friendships that come behind that. And being on a 3,000 mile road trip with a bunch of old cars is a really great way to get to know people. My motivation ultimately is never, this is a business. Because I think in this business, that's exactly what people do not want to see. They want to participate in the lifestyle that I live and the things that I do. I don't ever want to monetize everything that I do, but I wouldn't mind getting paid for to do the things that I enjoy. I think we all kind of fit into that world.
Be here at my shoulder. Be here in my side.
There are some challenges with that. Like, you don't want to just make everything a business. Like, you want to be able to disconnect. And it's been an interesting challenge for me to be able to go from being, I want to go camp, I want to go backpack, I want to go road trip, I want to go do those things, to how do I monetize aspects of this so I can still have like a little bit of privacy in my life.
Be the burning memory of all the summers gone.
One of the things about my road tripping that I think my wife goes insane, not in a good way, is I'm constantly pointing things out. I'm like, oh, did you see that? Oh, did you see that? Because I love like that just constant influx of new sights and new smells. Lucy loves the new smells. The dog loves the new smells. Like, that to me is one of the things I love most about like road tripping and just getting outside and doing things.
Be the beauty I behold. All the days I'm here.
I will say the best part about driving a 911 with a rooftop tent, you can log all these epic roads, these amazing miles, pop a tent at night, you get 1 billion stars, close it up in the morning and do it all over again. It's weird to say, but I think that's the inspirational part about what I do, is like, I'm just willing to go out and do what I do, and I do it in a way that I want to do it, and people are excited about that. That's the reward of all of the things that I've done in my life up until this point, is I have the ability and I've got the independence or the freedom to go do these really cool things. And that's what I want to share with people. And that's what I like to do, what I do.
Utah is dusty and beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching what is definitely my favorite short doc that I've made so far. First off, it's the backdrop of Utah, which is just breathtaking in itself. I mean, it's the Westerns. It's that classic Western shoot 'em up movie kind of aesthetic. And so it was just perfection. Then mix camping under the stars with that, along with a little bit of a different animal, sports cars, who can definitely rip it in the desert. I mean, the whole entire thing was a literal dream. Huge thank you to Gyeon for making this project even happen in the first place, along with Chris from Overcrest Rally for letting us crash their party with a film crew and an Astro van. They're officially part of the rally. Might be a permanent fixture. There is so much that went into making this project happen, so much that Brock and I actually sat down and we did a full-on watch party, behind the scenes breakdown vlogcast of the film. Now I paused this.
Hold on, we made it 18 seconds. So yeah, we made it 18 seconds in.
Yeah. We crack a beer and dive deep into the behind the scenes stories, the car breakdowns, the shots that came together, the shots that did not come together, and everything in between. So if you like this, you will definitely love what we have planned for you next week. So here's how it's gonna go down. Part 1 is gonna be on Brock's YouTube, which is gonna be linked right here. And then part 2 is gonna be on my page, which you're already here. So just gotta like and subscribe and tune in for next week's episode of How We Did That Thing. Thank you guys so much. Look forward to seeing you there. Mwah. Thanks.